When it comes to trying to become the best version of yourself, trying to better yourself in every way possible, a lot of people think that it depends on the plan that you put in place and the goals that you set for yourself, the outcomes that you're trying to reach. Like most people try to change their life by changing their habits, by working harder, by staying more consistent, by staying motivated. But without changing what's inside, how do you expect to work harder? How do you expect to have new habits? How do you expect to stay consistent? How do you expect to stay motivated if you don't change your identity? Like all these things are never really gonna stick because you never changed who you believe you are. You never changed your identity. Because the truth is your identity controls your habits. It controls your work ethic. It controls how consistent you are. It controls your decisions, your standards, your actions. I can go on and on. So if you continue to believe that you're lazy, if you continue to believe that you're inconsistent, if you continue to believe that you're undisciplined, it's going to be hard to change. It's going to be hard to become the best version of you because you're always going to return to those behaviors. I was reading The Atomic Habits, and this is where these ideas come from. So shout out to that book. There's a situation where there's two people, right? And they were both offered a cigarette and they both used to be smokers. But one person says, nah, I can't do it. I'm trying to quit smoking. While the other person says, nah, I'm not a smoker anymore. There might not seem like much of a difference, but the difference between the two is the first person still believes in their heart that they're a smoker. It's their identity, so they're trying to quit smoking. But the second person has become further in their journey and has made more progress because they believe and they change their identity of being a smoker. And you see that by him saying that I'm no longer a smoker, while the other person said I'm trying to quit smoking. It's a belief change. It's an identity change that gets you to the next level. So like I said, when it comes to becoming a better version of you, you can't do that until you change who you are inside. You can't do that until you change your beliefs, because you will always act and you will always move in alignment with who you are. Like it's not about achieving a goal. It's not about completing something. It's about becoming something. For me, an example of this is I want to create content. That's not the right way to look at things. The right way to look at things is I'm a content creator. I'm not just creating content. That's not just something I'm trying to complete. That's not just the goal I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to make that my identity. For the people that want to own a business, it's not about just trying to start a business. It's about becoming a businessman, a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. It's about believing in your head what your identity is, and the goals will follow. The results will follow because your behaviors follow your identity. People try to wake up early. People try to work hard and show up every day. People try to go to the gym. They try to stay disciplined. But at some point, you just got to stop trying and you got to do. You got to make it your identity. Like you can try to work hard all you want. You could try to go to the gym all you want. You could try to wake up early, stay disciplined. But if you don't see yourself as disciplined, if you don't see yourself as focused, if you don't see yourself as consistent, it's never going to last, because it's something you got to change here first and here first. Not just the outcome, not just the plan. Because at the end of the day, you don't rise to your goals. You don't rise to the routines you put in place. You don't rise to the plan you have. You fall back on your identity. You fall back on who you are. Like your old identity can sabotage your new plans of change. Like I said, all these ideas come from Atomic Habits book. So if you haven't read that, go read that. But I'm going to say it again. Your old identity can sabotage your new plans of change. You want to become a better version of you. You got goals and you got aspirations in your life, but you can't sacrifice the old version of you. And that old version of you is holding you back. Like you got to change your identity before the outcomes change. You got to change who you are as a person and change your beliefs before anything you want in life comes to fruition, because that old version of you is holding you back. It's holding you back. Like, you can have all the temporary motivation in the world. You can have that rush to start things on the new year. Everybody has that motivation. But there's a difference between temporary motivation and real change. Because motivation can change your actions for a short amount of time. It can change your actions for a week, probably for a month. But your identity changes your actions long term, for years. And it maintains that because that's now your identity. So at the end of the day, like, you can't change your habits if the belief that led to those habits has not changed. You can have a new goal, you can have a plan, but if you haven't changed who you are, nothing's gonna change. Like, we've all heard it before, if nothing changes, nothing changes. That might not sound right, but it's right. If nothing changes, nothing changes. If you don't change who you are, how do you expect the results to change? How do you expect the outcomes to change? Like, there's a big difference between telling yourself, I'm trying to work out, and telling yourself, I'm someone who takes care of my body. I'm someone who believes health is good. It's a big difference. So when your identity changes, discipline starts to become natural. Becomes natural because that's now your identity. That's who you are. That's what you believe in. So you got to change the way that you talk to yourself. Like I said, there's a big difference between the two ways you talk to yourself. Like, the inner dialogue, the way you speak to yourself matters. There's a difference between saying I'm not good at this and I'm just not consistent. There's a difference between saying I'm becoming disciplined and I'm building consistency. It's a big difference. And that difference is what you believe. Like the smoker example I talked about earlier. There's a difference between saying I'm trying to quit smoking and I'm no longer a smoker. It's all about how you talk to yourself, what you believe about yourself. Because the words you repeat, the words you put out into this world, into this earth, become the person that you believe you are. Whether you see that or not. The words you speak, whether it be negative or positive, is what you start to see. So you got to speak positively. You got to speak in a light that shows your identity, not just the goals you have. Like, identity is built through action, and part of that action is speaking. Part of that action is proving it every single day, because you don't just decide your identity, you prove it. You keep promises to yourself. You stay consistent. You stay disciplined. You follow through on the things that you want to follow through on. You accomplish the small goals and the big goals that you have for yourself. Like, you keeping promises. And each action that you fall into, each action that you take should reinforce your identity. So everything you do on a daily basis, every decision you make, every move you make, every action is a vote for the person you're becoming. It's a vote for this new identity that you're trying to live. This new person that you're trying to be. This better version of you that you're trying to be. So everything that you want in life changes and starts to go in the right direction when you change. Your habits change when you change. Your identity changes. If you want to change your life, stop focusing on only what you do. Stop focusing only on the plans, on the results, on the outcomes, and focus on who you're becoming, who you are as a person, and what needs to change within you to accomplish these things in life. Because anybody can have a plan, anybody can have goals, but if that old version of you is still there, it's going to sabotage what you want in the future. It's going to sabotage every goal you have for yourself, every dream you have, because you keep holding on to that old version of you. You keep holding on to that old identity, that person that is not ready to take care of these goals and to handle these goals when you reach them. So change your identity, change who you are, change what you believe, and your life will follow. Your life will follow. You got to change who you are first. Because like I said, if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you don't change your identity, how do you expect your life to change? You got to change who you are first. But that'll be all for this video, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like this video, go hit that sub button. We're with 900 subs. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. And I will see y'all in the next one.